Hey there, darling. Missed me already? I knew you would. There's something about the way you keep coming back well, it's kind of adorable. So before we begin, just one little thing. Why don't you hit that subscribe button? That way, you never have to wait too long to hear my voice again. I'll always be here, ready to help you unwind. Just like this. Hi, good evening. I'm here for my appointment. Oh, I'm the last client for this evening. I didn't realize it would be this late, to be honest. My work hours are a little unpredictable. I tried to adjust them earlier, but this was the only slot that didn't clash. I hope that didn't cause any trouble. Do you think he'll still be able to see me? I did pay for the extended session just in case. I didn't want to rush anything important. Yes? Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I can wait, of course. I don't mind at all. I know it's already past usual hours, but this was kind of urgent for me. I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed lately, and it's one of those things where if I don't talk to someone soon, it just spirals in my head. I'm just trying to be proactive about it, you know? No, this isn't my first time seeing a therapist. I've been in therapy for a while now. I I just decided to switch. Yeah, my previous therapist and I weren't compatible. I felt like I was doing all the emotional labor and he didn't really understand my needs or the way I process attachment. I think I need someone more attentive. I was really hopeful when I found this clinic. I read about him and something about the way he approaches treatment felt right. It's hard to explain, but I trust my instincts. I feel like this time it's going to be different. More healthier, more balanced. I know it's late, so please tell him I'm very, very grateful for his time. I don't want him to think I'm careless or inconsiderate. I'm actually really serious about my mental health. I wouldn't be here otherwise. I just need someone who won't give up on me when things gets complicated. Yes, okay. I'll wait here. Thank you so much for understanding. Hello. Good evening. Yes, my name is Ashlynn. How are you? Good? That's great. Yes, I'm here because I was told I need therapy. Apparently, something is wrong with me. Mind you, I don't think there is, but because apparently the people around me think I'm too much, I am here. Yeah, that's the word they like to use. Who says that? Well, there's my family, friends, and coworkers. They say my behavior isn't acceptable by society standards, which I personally think is bullshit. Because I just think society has very narrow rules about how someone like me should exist, and I don't really fit inside those lines. What made me like this all of a sudden? Well, honestly, I think it's just because it's the holidays. I hadn't seen them in a while, so of course the question started when I visited my parents. Am I seeing anyone serious? When am I settling down? Why do I always choose men who don't last? It's tiring. It's tiring having to explain myself repeatedly. I mean, dating is hard these days. There aren't many good men left, especially not the ones who are emotionally available, attentive, and consistent. Also, there are only a few men who can actually take care of a woman like me. Or maybe it's not that many men can handle a woman like me once they really see everything. Ah, sorry. I'm rambling already. So, how this usually go? Do I just talk? Oh no. This isn't my first time in therapy. I've done this before. My previous therapist was just a bit of a jerk. Yeah, very judgmental. He kept labeling me instead of listening to what I was actually saying. I mean, I wasn't there to be called names or boxed into neat little terms. I just wanted answers. I wanted to understand why my thoughts work the way they do, why I feel things so deeply, why I get attached the way I do. And he couldn't give me an answer to that. And then, well, for some reason, he disappeared. Yeah, quite sudden too. Very, very sudden. So I had to find someone else before my mind completely unraveled. I I don't do well when things are left unfinished. It eats me. It eats at me a lot, and I'm sure you understand that feeling, right? There's just, that need for closure, for consistency. So, yeah. I just, sometimes clients and therapists just aren't compatible. At least that's what people keep telling me anyway. Like a bad fit, nothing personal, I guess, but compatibility matters a lot to me. I need someone who can stay present, someone who can handle honesty without getting scared, you know? So, I'm hoping with you we can be compatible. I have a good feeling about you. You seem calm, grounded, like someone who doesn't abandon people once they start relying on you. And I think that's very important in your line of work. I mean, I'd really hate to invest my trust again and be disappointed. I don't think either of us would want that. Ah, yes, what brings me here tonight? Well, I just I just needed someone to talk to. That's the simplest answer. I just wanted to connect with someone. I mean, with people genuinely. Yeah, I just want to genuinely connect. And for some reason that scares them. When I try to get close to someone, I don't want it to be shallow or temporary. I want it to last. I want it to mean something. Because I'm very intentional when I choose to connect with someone. I remember every detail they tell me, every even the small things they don't think matter. I make an effort to learn more about them beyond what they offer on the surface. I look things up, I ask questions, I observe patterns, and when I do that, some people get nervous, like I've done something wrong. They say it's concerning, excessive, and unhealthy, but all I'm trying to do is be accommodating, to make space for them in my life. surely, surely that can't be bad, right? People like to twist it into something disturbing, but I see it as honesty. I don't pretend. So it's been tough in my head with all those thoughts. Oh, my relationship history. What about it? Have I been in a relationship? Well, uh, yes, there have been a few, if you call them a relationship. Hmm? Oh, I'm sorry. I meant, yes, I've been in a relationship before, many times. Like I said, I want a genuine connection, so I just try and try and try. Um, they usually start beautifully. At least I think they're beautiful. I already know a lot about them before anything begins, which people say is alarming, but I call it preparedness. Because I want their first impression of me to be good. So I do my research before I start approaching them. And when I get the chance to talk to them, I make sure they know I'm serious. Some of them were shy, reserved, and unsure of themselves, so I listened carefully and adjusted myself to fit what they needed. I became what made them comfortable, what made them happy. And well, at first they loved that version of me. They said it felt perfect, like a fairy tale. They said they felt chosen, seen, but Like with every love story, there's a bit of a rough patch and maybe some villains. Yeah. And it's the same mold pattern really. Once they introduce me to their loved ones or their friends, their friends, they say that I'm being too much and some even warn them about me, which I don't know why. Yeah, I honestly don't know why. I mean, honestly, I think the real problem is that people, most of them, they are jealous with how I love my partner. So they try to say something to make me go away or make them break up with me. And and most of my partners were weak and they listened to their friends, which which is a shame because they say they want to be understood, but once they actually are, they panic. They pull away. They call it suffocating when all I did was care consistently. It- It's just that when I notice changes in their tones, their habits, the way they speak to me, I bring it up. That's when they say I'm intense. They say it's unhealthy that I notice so much. That I don't know, they say it's scary how much attention I give, which which I don't understand. Cuz why is awareness treated like a threat? Can I give you an example? Uh, let's see. Well, a common example would be jealousy, maybe. Because, yes, I get jealous. I admit that. When they talk to someone else, especially another woman, I get scared that I'm going to lose them. That fear feels very, very real to me. What do I mean? Well, how do I put this? When I imagine them talking to someone else, when I sense even the smallest shift that might lead them to losing interest and eventually leaving me, something inside me snaps into panic. I don't I don't want anyone else to be more important than me. I don't want to be replaced. And when that thought creeps in, my body reacts before my mind can reason with it. My chest tightens, my hands turn cold and it feels like everything inside me is screaming that something precious is being taken away. And thinking I stop thinking clearly. Eating feels meaningless. Sleeping feels impossible. All I can focus on is the idea that they're slipping out of my reach and that thought alone is enough to make my whole system shut down. I just I don't feel just the sadness of it, the sadness of being alone again. There's there's anger too, sharp and burning like pressure building up with nowhere to escape. I feel this overwhelming urge to do something, anything, just to make the feeling stop. Sometimes sometimes it feels like I want to hurt something. Not necessarily them, but the situation, the people involved. My thoughts narrow and become tunnel-like. I replay conversations, dissect every word, every glance, every smile they gave someone else, searching for when it went wrong and who caused it. I start thinking about what I could remove to make things feel stable again. And and sure, yeah, people call it alarming. They say it's not normal to fall apart over the possibility of being left, but to me it feels like survival. When someone becomes that important, losing them doesn't feel emotional. It feels physical, like being ripped open, and I don't understand why that makes me a monster instead of someone who just feels too much. So yeah, that's how I feel. What what happens when I confront them? God. Well, uh, instead of reassuring me, they get defensive. When I try to offer solutions or compromises, they act like I've crossed the line. And that's the part that I don't understand. Because I'm already meeting them halfway and they're the ones backing out. Don't you think that's ridiculous? What kind of compromise? I I mean it's nothing harmful. At least I don't think it is. Just things like cutting off that woman or that friend that makes me uncomfortable and then focusing on me instead exclusively. And in return I give them everything. All my attention. All my care. I make sure I'm twice as supportive, twice as loving, and twice as present as anyone else in their life. But then they say it's suffocating, that it's annoying, that it's controlling. They use words like concerning and dangerous, like I'm doing something wrong by wanting to be their priority. They say I cross boundaries, but boundaries are such vague concepts, aren't they? They're different for everyone. Yet people act like there's some universal rule I'm supposed to know instinctively. I believe that when you care about someone, you don't keep parts of yourself hidden from them. I don't like guessing games. If I worry, I ask. If I miss someone, I show up. If I notice a pattern I don't like, I address it. They say it's invasive. They say that that type of behavior is unhealthy and alarming. Controlling? Heavens no. No, that's not control. That's just me caring very deeply. Yes. Yes. I've been told I can be a little intense. Look, I don't deny that. But intense doesn't automatically mean dangerous. People love using heavy words when they don't understand something. They use obsessive, unstable, unhinged. Those words feel unnecessary to me. I prefer to think of it as focus, because I direct my energy toward what matters to me. I'm calm, I'm polite, I'm civil. I don't hurt people without reason. I just don't want to be abandoned. That fear is valid, isn't it? I think people confuse commitment with obsession because they are so used to half-hearted affection that anything deeper feels threatening to them. Has anyone ever really seen that side of me? Sorry for laughing, but I yeah. Yeah. Someone someone knows this side of me for sure. Yeah. Who? Right. um it's my previous therapist. He knew, at least I think he did. You know, I tried very hard for him during our sessions. I became the ideal client. I showed up early. I answered honestly. I trusted him with every thought I wasn't supposed to say out loud. I made myself available whenever he wanted to dig deeper. I even took the initiative, and I learned about his schedule. I knew when he was overwhelmed, when he skipped meals, when he needed support. I even went to his house sometimes just to check on him, to ask for extra guidance, to prove how serious I am about getting better for him. But instead of appreciating that dedication, he kept framing me as the problem, like my feelings existed in the vacuum, like nothing around me mattered, like the people who triggered me had no role in how I reacted. And I that didn't feel fair to me. I was doing my best for him. I only wanted a genuine connection, someone who wouldn't pull away the moment things become personal. And that's when I realized he wasn't the one. When he insisted on being professional instead of acknowledging what we have. When he made it so clear to me that no matter how much I trusted him, how much I poured myself to him, he would never reciprocate. I remember thinking, as he was lying on the floor of his house, bathing in his own blood, that he wasn't someone who could stay steady for me. And if someone can't stay, then what's the point of keeping them around, right? Why are you silent? Oh, did I say something that alarmed you? I'm sorry. I really didn't mean for it to sound harsh. I guess I just felt comfortable with you. It felt nice. I I felt like it's safe enough to stop filtering myself. I knew I was right about you. I know you value honesty. I know you encourage it, so here I am, telling you everything. I know that it's important for healing. At least that's what you said to your 3 p.m. client today, right? So I took it seriously. Well, does that really matter now? I don't think so. What matters is that you're in front of me now and we are having this genuine connection. I mean, don't you like the color I'm wearing right now? It's your favorite color. Yeah, I know it is. Don't try to deny it. I also cut my hair like this because I noticed the kind of women you tend to look at longer. Why? Oh, weren't you listening the entire time? Oh dear. You see, after what happened with my previous therapist, I knew I couldn't rush things anymore. I needed to be careful. I needed certainty. Because I wasn't just looking for another professional. Like I said, I was looking for a genuine connection. Someone who wouldn't waste my feelings. So when I started searching for a new therapist, I didn't just pick randomly. I researched. I compared. And then I found you. Something about you stood out immediately. When I saw your photo online, it felt like you were speaking directly to me. At first, I only observed you online. Public information was a great help. I read everything I could find: your education, your past work, the way you talk about clients, the things you believe therapy should be. But eventually, it wasn't enough. The internet shows a person the way they want to be seen. I needed to know who you were when no one was watching. So I started paying attention in other ways. I followed you home sometimes. I wanted to understand your routines, your habits, the rhythm of your life, who you talk to regularly, and who you tolerate out of politeness. And and because I'm a little smart, I noticed patterns immediately. And well, you're predictable in the best way. And that was comforting to me. Oh, hey, don't be scared. Okay, wait, look, wait. God, where is it? Here. Okay, I even made a list just to organize my thoughts. I've listed down people who might interfere with us having something real. I mean, I haven't acted on it, not yet. I just wanted to be sure. I wanted your confirmation. That's why I booked this session. I needed to see how you'd respond to honesty. And, well, I can see that you're a little unsure about it. But the bright side is, I know you have a panic button next to you and we haven't clicked on it yet, so I suppose that means you're semi curious? Look, okay, I don't want to threaten you. I don't like using ugly methods. And I don't want to repeat what happened to my previous therapist. But you should know that I know enough to protect what I want. I know how you value your reputation and the people you care about. I would hate for misunderstandings to happen, for stories to be told the wrong way, for lives to become complicated. That wouldn't be good for either of us. Listen, I did all of this for you, so you'd accept me, because I already know you're the genuine connection I've been searching for. You're different. You can understand me completely. You're a smart man, and smart men know when walking away would be the worst possible choice. Hey, I'm just I'm just tired, okay? I'm so tired of starting over. I'm tired of giving pieces of myself to someone who will just walk away. Not young anymore. I can't keep hopping from one therapist to another, one person to another, hoping someone will finally see me, finally understand me. I need stability. I need someone who can stay, someone who won't leave, and I know that someone is you. Look, I want to make this very clear. I will do whatever it takes to have you. I don't want to frighten you necessarily, but I need you to understand the seriousness of what I'm saying. I'm capable. I've proven it before. I can be patient, yes, but patience is exhausting and I don't like wasting time. I don't like waiting while someone I care about slips through my fingers. If I sense resistance, if I sense doubt, then I will act. I will make sure that the only choice you have is to be with me. And that's not a threat. That's a promise. Okay? Hey, it's okay. I'm not really cruel for caring this much. I'm not a monster for wanting permanence. I'm just desperate to be understood, to be seen, to finally have someone who can't and won't leave me. And if you think you might leave or even hesitate, you should know I can be very, very creative, very determined. I can make sure the only choice left to you is the one I want. That's how far I'm willing to go. That's how serious I am. That's how much I need you. Oh, well, would you look at that? Time's up for me then. I guess I'll see you around next week. Bye.